If you're a health of a life coach who thinks that you should probably be making more of AI, but you don't know how to do so without it feeling really icky and unaligned, then today on the Wholehearted Business Show, I'm going to share how I use AI in an aligned way that feels really good to me, so you can see an example of how you might use it in your coaching business. Let's dive in. Hi there, welcome to the Wholehearted Business Show. I'm Laura. I help heart-centered and highly sensitive health and life coaches get more clients, grow their businesses, and live the best lives while they do it. And today on the show, we're talking all about how to use AI without it feeling gross and unaligned. Now, I am someone who previously really did not like AI at all. I kind of dabbled with it, found it was really bad, had become allergic to the AI-generated slop and rubbish that we see often online now. I literally have a physical reaction when I see something that I know has been written by AI. I literally can't stand it. However, I have found a way of using AI that I think is the best of all worlds, that feels really aligned for me. And I want to share a little bit about what that looks like in my coaching business, because it has been a really helpful tool. It's completely changed the game in a lot of ways for me, and I want to share what that looks like. Before we get into that, a reminder that this week I am running the Calm Coaching Business Reset. This is all about looking at how you can stop your coaching business feeling so overwhelmed and actually create a calm home that is AI assisted. I'm going to actually show you on a live demo in the masterclass how I use AI in my coaching business, so you can see some examples in that masterclass. Please do come along. The link is in the description to join, and you will also get the replay if you can't come along live. Please come along. It is going to be so good. So why does AI feel so icky? Why does it feel so unaligned? I think there's many reasons for that. And again, heart-centered, highly sensitive people here among us, myself included, I think that it feels like it's missing a soul. That's just what comes to my place straight away. It really feels like it's missing a soul. And I think what often is created from AI, especially when people are using it in a way that is not skilled, and I think this is the really important thing. When you are using AI without any skill, what you are going to generate is not very good content or not very good results, and that's where most people go wrong with it. So the days of being able to just hop into ChatGPT and create just a mountain of AI generated word salad has to be over, especially if you actually want to have a successful coaching business. Yes, it's great that it can save time. Yes, there's all sorts of benefits to AI, which I'm going to talk about, because again, we're not hating on it. We're using it in a way that does not, I'm going to come into how we're going to use it in a second. But the way that people have been using it, and the way that I see lots of coaches using it, is not good. And we are not going to do that. And it is really natural for that to feel unaligned and icky, even when we know that it's great, that it saves us time, even though it can be this amazing tool, all that stuff. But I think when a lot of people use it in the way that many people commonly use it in the coaching industry, it is not good. It is not good. And we're not going to do that anymore, because there is a different way, which we're going to look at in a sec. So AI is not there to replace you. I think that's the first thing I need to say. A lot of people use AI to replace themselves. That is the number one reason why people are getting shit results with AI, is because they are using it to try and replace themselves. Do not try and replace your essence, your creativity, your lived experience with AI, because it will never measure up to that. So we're not going to use it in that way. That is the first thing that we are going to do. We are not going to try to use AI to replace our magic, because that will never ever work. What we are going to do with AI is we're going to use it as a tool to do some of the heavy lifting and do some of the admin tasks and do some of the generic tasks. We are absolutely not going to use it to replace our magic. So that's the first thing we need to think about. Whenever you're using AI, if you're thinking, I'm going to use AI and I'm going to get it to write this blog post for me and do this thing for me, no. Because what it's going to generate is not going to be very good. It's not going to have your essence in it. Even if you go back and try and put it in, no. It's not going to have the strategic overview. And again, this is another thing that people get wrong with AI. And this is what I was saying at the start, is you have to use AI with skill. A lot of people are using AI without skill, and it's just amplifying the poor results that they're going to get, basically. You have to go into AI using skill. You can't use AI to be the skill that you need to have, or the strategy that you need to use. You have to go in there and be the person who is directing it. Do not let AI direct you. That is a major problem. And again, that is all about We are not using AI to take away our magic. We are not using AI to replicate our magic, because it's not going to work. So we're going to use it for heavy lifting. We're going to use it for some admin stuff. We're going to use it for generic stuff. We're going to use it as a bit of like a to and fro thought partner person. We're going to use it as a research assistant. We are not going to use it to replace ourselves, because it will not work. So how do I use AI in my coaching business? Number one thing was I moved away from ChatGPT and I moved to Claude. I know lots of people are doing this right now. They're doing it for a really good reason. Trust me when I say Claude and ChatGPT are like two completely different universes. So that's the first thing. We're not going to use ChatGPT for that. We're going to move on to Claude. Again, very good reasons to do that, some of which I'm going to explain in the Calm Coaching Business Reset Masterclass. Do check that out. But we're not going to use ChatGPT. So that's the first thing that I did, was I moved from ChatGPT to Claude. Some examples of how I use Claude in my coaching business now that do not take away from me being the person who puts the magic and creativity into what it is that I do. So example, I use it to automate certain tasks in my coaching business in a very clear and specific and designed exactly how I want them to be done way. And that is the magic of Claude, where we haven't had a tool that's done it in the same way as this before. I've been running a coaching business now for 13 years. This has not existed before now in a way that has been really accessible. But now I can have certain tasks in my coaching business automated like I am working with another employee, and they will just be done. I need to kind of start them off, but those jobs will be done and they will save me so much time. So for example, all of my session client notes, they are all done automatically for me. I just need to pop it into Claude and say, hey, can you do some session notes from this call that I've just had? It even drafts the email ready to send to my clients at literally one little click of my mouse, like magic. So that's one of the things that we're doing. All of that saves so much time, so much energy, allows me to be more present in the call with my clients. It also, at the same time, takes the notes and puts them into their client dashboard automatically without me having to do it. So good. I'm going to teach this and show you the demo on the Calm Coaching Business Reset as well. So the things that you can do with it are just so helpful. And again, these are not generic workflows. This is you being able to be literally like, this is what I want to happen. This is what needs to happen. Can you do it exactly like this, please? So helpful. So that's one example. Also, the way that I create these shows, that is very heavily supported now by Claude. And again, what it is not doing is it's not replacing, obviously, I am actually me. I'm not an AI generated version of me doing this. This is actually me talking. And this is all me gabbling. But what I will do is I will come up with a concept for the shows. They always come from me. I will write the notes and everything for them. I might to and fro a little bit with Claude to do some research. Again, that's another thing it's really good at, is actually doing the research. So that's not taken away from your originality. It is just literally doing the research that you would otherwise do. It's pulling that together. It's helping you put together ideas. And then I'm recording these videos. Hello, it's me and my voice in the podcast. And then I'm using it to take what my original content is and make that into different formats so that I can then share it in different places. I've been doing that for a long time anyway, but this just makes it so much quicker. So we do all of that. I also have Claude trained exactly in my voice, exactly in all of my brand stuff. So it makes it happen really fast. And it saves, again, hours each week, like so much time each week, which at the moment I'm just spending to go on wild swims and go out on my paddleboard, but that's a whole other story. So it saves me a lot of time to do that. And then other things that I have Claude doing is you need to be in your coaching business on top of what's going on for your clients, your audience, what their problems are, what their experiences are, all of that stuff. And you can use Claude to do that in a really genuine, helpful way, that research on what is going on for your clients, for your audience. So I have some stuff set up inside my Claude that does that for me and kind of creates a report that helps me understand actually what's going on, the in real life language that people use to describe those problems, all of that stuff. So I have all of that set up in Claude as well. So it massively helps me in lots of different ways. Like I say, it does not replace me. It does not replace my ideas. It does not replace my lived experience. That all comes from me. It's not writing scripts for me to just talk through on videos. This is all, in case it's not clear, this is all me just gabbling on. It's not doing all of that. And I think that's the really important thing. Like, you know, and I could get into the whole ethics of AI and data centers and all that kind of stuff. My personal viewpoint on this is that AI is not going to go anywhere now. But what we can do is use it in a way that feels aligned for us. And for me, this feels like an aligned way to use it because, again, I don't really see the point in trying to create stuff that is not from you. And like all of my courses and programs and things that I offer, that's all from me. I'm not using AI to generate that content. Although I have to say, I did actually take someone's program recently. It wasn't a business related program, it was a life thing, and I could clearly see that a lot of it had been generated from AI, but the way that she actually presented that and put her own words in it and her own energy into it was really interesting. So it doesn't necessarily have to be that, but personally I wouldn't use it for that kind of thing. I just don't think it's very aligned, so I would not be using it for that kind of thing. So it's about finding ways for AI to do the heavy lifting. And again, what I'm going to teach in the Calm Coaching Business Reset this week, actually on the 17th, is I'm going to teach how you can create a home for your coaching business. We are kind of talking like systems and processes, and that can be a bit scary if you feel like you're not very techie, but this is the whole point of learning these things and understanding them. You don't have to be techie. And like, trust me, actually, with Claude, one of the amazing things that I found is that you don't actually have to be super techie to use it with skill. And one of the things I'm going to teach in the masterclass is how do we use AI with skill. And I'm going to show you what my kind of home base looks like for my coaching business and how it is AI assisted. That's all going to be taught. And also some of the little spins that I put on things. I've talked about this before, about how I plan my time out in mini seasons that are aligned to the wheel of the year, because I'm very connected to nature and I'm quite spiritual, and that feels really good for me. So this is not just about the very robotic like AI tech stuff. There's ways to make it really beautifully aligned with who you are and, you know, what you believe in and all that kind of stuff, so that it feels really good to you. And again, that's what I'm going to be teaching on the masterclass. The link is in the description. Please come and join us. If you can't come live, the replay will be there, but it's going to be so great. I'm so excited to share this because it has been something that for me in my coaching business has made such a massively positive impact. And again, we haven't had anything like this that we can use in this particular way, a tool that works like this until now. So what we can do with it, as long as, again, we're not coming into those problems that people have, because I honestly think that, and again, if you've ever read anything, some of you might resonate with this, some of you might not, but for me, I can tell when something's been written by AI without skill. And this is what we're talking about. We're talking about something that's been written with AI without any skill put into it beforehand. So you can use AI all you want, but I really do believe you will just generate crap unless you will actually approach it with the skill set that you need up here before you get into it. And again, that you're not using it to replace your magic, because honestly, what's the point otherwise? I really don't see the point. I would not expect people to want to work with me, Laura, if all I was putting out was stuff that was generated by AI. What would be the point in that? And again, we are going to get to a point where there's just so much of this stuff that is just generic and boring and not very exciting and not very individual. And I don't want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of how can we use this as a really great tool that actually frees up more of my time to do more of that stuff, to do more of the authentic, showing up as me, all that kind of juicy, wonderful stuff in my business that is ultimately going to be what attracts people to want to work with me. And I really want that for you guys too. That's what I want for you, is to have a calm, cozy coaching business, a wholehearted coaching business, but that is assisted by AI, because it's an amazing tool that's going to save you time, but so that you're not replicating yourself, your magic is still there. So this is what this is all about. So big reminder, AI is not here to replace your magic. It is here to do some of the heavy lifting on the tasks that don't really need your creativity, your essence. It's amazing for that stuff, and it's a great tool to use. And again, I'm going to show you a little bit of how that works, a bit of a demo in the Calm Coaching Business Reset, the masterclass that I'm running on Wednesday the 17th of June. Please do come along. It is going to be marvelous. I'm really excited to share that. And I'm also going to show you guys like how my systems and stuff are set up on the back end. And like I say, systems and tech can sound really heavy and a bit like full on, but they don't have to be. And the way that I approach things, and again, once you have these things set up, the idea is that they do just run for you. But we're also going to put in lots of kind of lovely spiritual, if you want them, aligned pieces into that package so that they're all there as well. But this is ultimately about your coaching business being more effective, more efficient, less overwhelming, you giving your clients a better experience as well, and you having more time to actually, again, focus on the things that make you and make you magic, because that's what's going to attract clients at the end of the day. So do go and check that out. Sign up for the masterclass. The link is in the description. We go live on the 17th of June. Next week, I'm going to be back talking all about the tech and the system stuff and what's kind of stopping you with that. And we're going to simplify it down. So if the whole chat of this stuff is like, oh my God, I don't even know where to start, this sounds really scary, come back next week, because we're going to be exploring all of that. Okay guys, I hope that's been helpful. I hope that I will see some of you in the masterclass, and I will catch you next week. Take care. Bye.